Ableism, a look at what it is and why it matters.
Hi, my name is Jen Jacob, and this is a picture of my family. Ableism isn't something I ever really had given much thought to before 2 years ago. Before my youngest son was born, we discovered that he would have Down syndrome. And since his birth, I really look at things in a different way. If you're like me, you may never have heard of ableism before this course or before today. Could you define it if somebody asked you to? Could you tell somebody else about what it means? Today we're going to look at those things together. Thomas Harrer describes ableism as the society's negative, pervasive attitude about disability, which makes the world then unwelcoming and inaccessible for people with disabilities. For me, the key words are unwelcoming and inaccessible. Is what we're doing making the world a place for people with all sorts of disabilities? Today I'm going to focus on what ableism sounds like. One of the first things that I learned in this journey with Owen, my son, is how much power words do really have. Once our family became a part of the disability community, I realized how often people really don't think before they speak, and how it really can impact how other people feel. So what does ableism sound like? Take a look at these lists. Many of these words are probably ones you've used before, but have you ever really thought what the meaning is behind it? Before Owen was born, retarded really wasn't a word that I ever used, but once he was here, it was a word that I heard more often and really felt more deeply about. This is one of the first things that I read about during End the R Word Day, which happens every March. I learned firsthand how difficult it is to hear the word retarded and then look down at your child and think that someone might ever call your child that name. Using these words doesn't necessarily mean that you're being insensitive or ableist. What I'm asking you to consider today is that these words do have ableist roots, and think about your language more precisely. So what can you say? There are several authors that have a nice long list of other options that you might choose that don't have those ableist roots. And why all this matters? Because not every disability is visible. You truly don't know what is going on with everybody that you meet. So why wouldn't you try to be as welcoming to everyone that you can? When my son was born, I decided to make a conscious effort to choose my language more precisely and to think before I spoke. And now that you know a little bit more about it today, I hope that you'll also make the choice